Welcome back to the Green Room with Jade Million. Today I am joined with Drew Thomas, my friend, and I actually just want to let you describe your title. What would you say your job title is?
Right now, just manager.
Manager.
Yeah, base level.
Artist manager.
Artist manager. Yeah,
Okay, cool. So Drew is an artist manager, and can you list off some of the artists that you manage?
So biggest client is probably Jack Harlow, the rapper.
I
Locally
don't think I know
here.
him.
Yeah, who is he? Locally here, Okie Dokie. They're like an indie band.
Yeah, you've been with them for a while.
Yeah, they're the boys. This band in LA called Hello Forever. They're kind of like a developing act that we're working on. And then part of Jack's collective, these guys called the Homies, who I'm really excited about.
Oh, really?
It's like a 4-person rap group from Louisville. They're like all part of like the same like collective, I'd call it, called Private Garden. It's like their group.
Oh, cool. So did Jack start that, would you say?
Yeah, they all did. They all started together a long time ago. I guess when they were in college and he was still in high school, I think. And they all met up and they just did it. They were friends and they're like, we'll just do all this shit together.
So cool.
You join the group. We pick this guy. He does the photos. He does, it's like ASAP Mob or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I love that. I'm low key jealous of that. That must be so nice to just come up with people that you know and trust, and
yeah,
they've known him
it's
before.
like the brain trust. Everyone works together.
That's so awesome. So none of those artists that you work with are country artists, correct?
No country, even though I live here in Nashville.
Right. So that's kind of why I brought that up, because I'm really big on the fact that Nashville is not just about country music. And I am curious, though, as to why you are in Nashville, even though you don't do any country stuff.
Well, I mean, in Nashville, a lot of the business is here, aside from country. Like that's probably like what most people think about when they think about Nashville. But like all the PROs, publishing, there's a lot of like the money flows through Nashville a lot. Like
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's definitely it's Music City for a reason, because like the business of music is done here. A lot of like the behind the scenes shit that no one cares about.
That's honestly encouraging to hear, because sometimes I feel like people try to say that you have to be in LA or New York.
Yeah, I mean that 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 is probably old school thinking, especially now, like where everything is, and artists are content creators, and you can create content. And everyone saw this during the pandemic from your bedroom, from people making pop music in their attic and blowing up on the internet. With TikTok and everything, like you don't need to be anywhere. You just need to be online.
I always say that, like, I really could live anywhere.
Yeah.
And
you live in Smyrna if you want
to. I'm good. I don't want to live in Smyrna, but yeah, I feel you. So a lot of the businesses here, how many of the artists that you work with are here?
Just Okie Dokie. But sometimes, artists come through here, whether it's touring or recording. There's some good hip hop studios here that people use.
Yeah.
But yeah, I work at a company and we're about to open an office here. And
really,
other people at our company manage country people.
Okay, cool. What's the company going to be called?
It's called Range Media Partners.
Nice. And is it like a management? What's?
Yeah, it's a management firm, I guess you could call it, kind of an agency combo. It's a bunch of managers, but they do film and TV and digital creators, and music, is our main business here. Yeah, it's not open yet. One day it will be, but I'll have a little office.
That's so cool.
Right now it's just my spare guest room.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it starts, you know, most of the time. So you're in Nashville now, but where were you before Nashville? Where did you move from?
So I grew up and lived most of my life in Louisville, Kentucky, which is about 3 hours north of here. And probably 6 years ago, almost 7, I moved down here when I started working in the industry, and just said, I want to go where the stuff is happening, where I can meet people, just because Louisville's a cool city, and it's got its own little scene and stuff. And, that's where I grew up, but it's kind of a big town in a small city. And you can do any, I felt like I did everything, and I was like, I just want to go somewhere new.
Right.
And still, I mean, I'm not tired of Nashville yet, so I love it down here.
I am curious as to why you didn't go to Atlanta though, because I know you're a hip hop guy, I would say, right? I know you like a bunch of different music.
I like listening to it. I don't make it.
Right. Well, yeah. No. But you like hip hop.
For sure, yeah.
And so I think Atlanta has a big hip hop market. So what steered you to Nashville?
I was still of the mindset like you don't need to be anywhere, specific to do what you want to do. Like if I was making music, I'd want to be in the rooms with people making music. Like you'd have to be there. But just to be here and to be on the side of things that I'm on, it's more networking and going into offices and meeting people and doing stuff in person. So Nashville's just where that's happening a lot.
Right. So how did you get into artist management?
I guess kind of backwards, honestly. So I started working with my brother. He hired me on right when he signed Jack. And, my brother found him in high school because, we're all from the same area in Louisville, Kentucky.
So your brother found Jack.
Yeah.
He was unsigned, independent.
Yeah. I think at the time he might have had like a small deal, but it was like just locally. Like it wasn't. Right. He's like a local kid making music.
Yeah.
And I worked with my brother on another artist from that same area. And so people knew my brother like from his previous work with other artists, and they're like, "You gotta check out this kid. You gotta check out this kid. He's doing these clubs and stuff." And he was in high school, just selling out local smaller places, not big capacities whatsoever, but everyone was just talking about like he has got this energy, like he's crazy. You gotta go check it out. And then I think one day my brother saw him featured on someone's show, like at the local music festival, but like he came out for one song, and my brother was like, "All right, I got to meet with him." So they did.
Damn, that's like so ideal for an artist is, for you to like do a show and somebody come up to you afterwards and just be like, you're undeniable. Like, I got to work with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's
I bet you hear that. People tell you that.
Yeah. But you know how the business is. I think it's like a lot of people can overpromise and underdeliver. And I
have the actual opposite saying is under promise and over deliver.
Yes.
That's great.
Like that's your motto.
Yeah.
That's what you live by. And I think that's how it should be.
Especially in this industry where it's like nothing's guaranteed whatsoever.
Right, of course.
You can try to do as much and plan as much as possible, but nothing ever goes the exact way you thought it would.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like I've just realized how important it is for me to keep going, even if, say, somebody promises me a lot and then they're only in my life for like a little bit of time, but maybe they like help me meet the next person, or you know what I mean? So it's totally, like having that like fluidity of knowing that it's my dream, and maybe people are going to say that they'll be there forever and they're not. And it's like, you got to just keep it moving,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the artists themselves they're the engine, they're pulling the train, and some carts might jump on at certain times and you dump some there and bring them on. But you drive everything. So.
Right.
And some people drive it themselves. They don't need anyone else. They don't want people.
Yeah. I think as even with my career, the more I go on, the less I feel like I need other people to, get me to the next level, especially with the internet nowadays. It's just like, really what I'm focused on is growing my socials and getting on the road. Those are my next steps. And it's like, if somebody can come in and facilitate things like booking or management, I'm open to it. But I'm also not going to just, trust or do that with anybody, which I feel like for the first couple years, I was like, just kind of down to work with whoever wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
Which is how it goes,
For sure. Like the bigger you get, like, I've seen it in the early days, you're like, I'll fucking do anything. Like, let's go. Like, I'll play this show, I'll play that. And then at some point it becomes less of what you say you will do. And it's more of what you say you won't do, or you say no to stuff for certain people. Not that you're doing it just to be choosy, but like, it has to fit what you want to do long term. Like, it can't just be like a flash in the pan, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this just to do it.
Yeah. I thought
purpose is a big thing.
Yeah. I was just thinking about something that I've been faced with a lot recently. I'm kind of switching my mentality to like, I'm not doing things for exposure anymore. Where do you stand?
Exposure doesn't pay the bills.
So you stand on the side of like, don't do shit for free.
No, we've done tons of shit for free.
Okay, see, like when I got invited out to LA to do a show that I really don't like. I don't know anything about.
Like a showcase or something?
Yeah, it's like an art show, but apparently like a lot of big people are going to be there, and it's like it's just kind of figuring out what is worth it and what is not. I know in Nashville, as far as Nashville goes, like I'm sorry, I'm not going to do any more writers rounds. Like I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. So I think I don't know. It's like I don't really want to do stuff for exposure anymore unless it was a big opportunity, and I knew that.
Yeah, I think just pick your battles when you can. That's for sure. But yeah, I wouldn't fly across the country for a show that I didn't know much about.
Like no flight, no hotel.
Yeah. I'd figure I get some more details.
Yeah. Okay, so back to you and your brother kind of teamed up, right? And
I mean, he's the man. Like he's the general manager. I've taken on more. Like the homies. Like I manage them myself. Like he's not involved with that. But he's Jack's manager for sure.
Right.
I guess all of it since I started, it was really kind of part-time at first because it wasn't like the business wasn't thriving, like to pay me like a salary and stuff like that. But as stuff started taking off for him and like more stuff started coming in, we wanted to do a lot that we wanted to before, but now we just had the capability and like the notoriety, and we're doing shows and getting paid and having money. So my role kind of expanded, and I was doing day to day for Jack, just keeping up with all of his social media and like all of his digital stuff online, scheduling stuff for my brother to work around. So, yeah. But with the homies, like they're in a situation that like Jack was in the beginning, like they're kind of just now getting their foot started. We're trying to figure it out. And we had a good meeting the other day talking about what is when people think about you like as an artist, like not that you want to like placate to people, or not that people are dumb, but like you got to be recognizable. Like they got to look at you and be like, oh, they're about this, they're about that. Like what are your things that you are? So
brand pillars. That's what one of my old management said.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna steal that one.
Go ahead, do it. I mean, they said it and I was like, I don't know. So at the time that was like 5 years ago though. I had no clue. I think that really comes with, for me, it came with like growing into just more of an adult that kind of knew herself more. But I think with help, you could probably figure it out with them.
Yeah, well, it's difficult. It's a group of people, so it's like
group of dudes.
Yeah, all dudes,
young dudes,
around the same age. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but also that could be good because they have that like just natural like tenacity and like kind of hunger, I'm sure, and energy.
Yeah,
they probably have that natural like
tons of energy. One dude does backflips on stage. He's also directed like most of Jack's videos.
Wow.
He's a video director. One of the dudes in the group like produced a lot of his early catalog. Like
really,
most of his early mixtapes were like all this one producer.
So exciting.
Yeah, so they're super talented and they're fun.
Yeah.
So that's really what we came down to, is like you're a group of friends who are having fun and trying to live your dream.
Yeah. And if they're entertaining, I mean, that's probably going to work,
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
They're doing content all the time now.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, check them out.
So when you first saw Jack, like, do you remember the moment where you were like, this kid's a star? Or was it more like you kind of went off of what your brother was thinking?
Man, I remember like the first show that I saw, I was like, this is fun. It's crazy. The crowd was getting into it. So like people like locally were like fucking with them.
Louisville?
So, yeah, in Louisville, yeah. And they were going hard, and then just really like talking to him. Cause like even from those first days, like he always said like, I'm the biggest star in the world, just no one knows it yet. And I was like, that's fucking energy right there. That's crazy. Not that he's like manifesting it, but he was like,
but he is though.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was trying to manifest it though. He was just like, no, it's facts. And like, he was so confident. I was like, oh, you have to believe in this kid. Like he can do whatever he wants. And
wow,
so far,
that's such a cool takeaway. Like for me too, just having that like belief in yourself of, sometimes you want to be like, oh, well, I could maybe get this far, but he was going all out, like biggest star in the world.
Yeah, there's no stops. Yeah.
That's so sick. So how old was he when you saw him? Like at the first show?
18 probably.
17. And was he unsigned at the time?
Yeah. might have to cut this part out later, but
It's okay.
there's some like small label in Louisville that this like really rich dude had that Jack was making like selling mixtapes on like burned CDs when he was like 14 or whatever, like in junior high, and he did like a small deal with this company in Louisville, but it was like very early stuff, and it didn't last. It wasn't like a real record label. Like they just like had the capabilities to put out music, which anyone has now. So, but yeah, that was a long time ago. And then he went down to Atlanta and started working with the bigger names, chasing the dream down there. Okay. And that's where he met DJ Drama and all that.
Yeah, which I've just heard about in other interviews. So, do you think that it's like really important to blow up out of your hometown first? Like, how Jack got really big in Louisville?
Yeah.
And then he obviously blew up elsewhere. Do you think as an artist, it's like you got to win your city over? Or do you think that sometimes you have to show the city that you are the shit and that the rest of the country fucks with you, and then all of a sudden it's like a homecoming thing where they're like, yeah, I believed in you from the start?
Yeah, I used to believe that a lot. Like I really believed in it. I was like, I don't want to work with someone who isn't selling out whatever X venue in their hometown. Like if they're not able to win over their local audience or hometown people, then I don't want to work with them. Like how can we take over the world if we can't take over whatever city? But now, like looking at like maybe the scene wasn't there for that type of music, or like there's a lot of other factors that don't get thought about too much. But
yeah, and it's also like people start seeing you as their peer, right? Like you're doing a bunch of local showcases and shit, like in your hometown or wherever you're kind of starting from, and like I think that people start to just get used to seeing your name, and
there's definitely a lifespan, a shelf life on doing that,
Oh yeah.
Because then at some point you're just like the dude that never went anywhere.
I know. I feel like there's a lot of that in Nashville. It's an easy like circuit to get caught up in, but so you guys find Jack, you're like, all right, this kid's a star, we're gonna go in on him. And then eventually he signs a deal, I'm guessing.
Yeah, part of DJ Drama's Generation Now, him and Lake and Don Cannon, who's a legendary producer, they have an imprint with Atlantic, which is a major label. So it was directly with them. So like, you're on a major label, but like, that's who we're working with right then. Like that's our immediate team. And that's part of like the job too, is like getting the right partners that are gonna help whoever you're working with. My boss is our client, so whoever's going to help them succeed, our job is to like shepherd their career, line up with the right people who can do the right things. And that was them at the time. Like it made sense. They saw what we saw, and they went all in on too. So all these things started going, and we started making music and putting stuff out, and touring where we could, and playing Exit in here to 40, 50 people.
Yep, that's where I saw Doja Cat for in front of 25 people.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
and she probably still dressed the same, did the same thing.
And I saw her, and there was 25 people in the room, and I was like, this girl's a fucking star. Yeah, everyone was in love with her by the end of the set. Girls, guys, everybody.
Yeah, I remember I saw her at South by. It was similar.
It's so cool. Like,
it happened. So cool. Yeah.
So I'm, for my own just selfish curiosity, my next step is naturally touring this year, right? And like, how did that work for him? And signing the deal, was it like, okay, we'll set you up on a tour, or you guys just got to kind of go out, do your thing?
Yeah, it was still on Jack's team today. Calendar, he worked at Paradigm at the time, and now it's Wasserman. So he was an agent that my brother knew and invited him out and saw him, at some show that we set up ourselves. And then he was like, "Yep, I'm on board." So like he was an early believer. So that was like another partner that we got who had the same goals, had the same capabilities, and like I don't know, just put it all into action. So, and that's what he did. He set up those first tours in those small rooms, losing money. We're not making money doing those, going across the country, playing to 20 people.
Yeah, but like because he was with the label, there was like funding.
So like tour support, like from the label, yeah.
Because that's where like my holdup is. It's like finding a
I think we
way.
were paying it ourselves and just losing money.
I love that, honestly.
Just the exposure. We were paying for exposure.
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. So, you know what? Like,
I was selling merch.
Really?
A couple shows, yeah.
But the whole time, were you like, I just know this kid's gonna blow up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone was.
Yeah.
It was just like when.
And okay, so I'm gonna put a pause like on this because we're gonna tie back into it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about you.
We're gonna talk about us.
Okay.
How we met.
Okay. River House, man.
Okay, so Drew and I used to live in the same apartment building. I actually talked about this the last episode. It was my first ever apartment downtown. I felt so cool. I was like, oh my God. I was living in one of those dark little studios. Remember my apartment?
Yeah.
It was like, right on the little courtyard area.
You're close to the pool though.
It was. It was nice. That place was nice.
Yeah.
I like the view and stuff. But okay, but did we like run into each other in the hallway at some point?
Something like that. Like I saw you and like I knew you made music.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. Like we had some like brief interaction. And then one day I was like went up to you. I'm like, you're fucking dope. Like it's cool. Like let's see what we can do or whatever.
Right.
And we didn't really like, do anything, but like I don't know. We just like connected. It was like one of those things where you just connect. People are doing cool shit. You're doing your thing. Like we just want to.
I just remember specifically at that time in my life, like it was really encouraging to know that like you were in Nashville doing what you do. You know, I was like, okay, this is a good sign. Cause I think for the first couple years I was here, it just felt a little like, did I make the right decision being in Nashville? Like, are there people like me in the same kind of lane? But let's talk about this because it's funny as fuck. One night, do you remember when you came to my apartment door and you were like,
yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. We had both been out that night, I think.
Yeah, it was probably late, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Drew like came and knocked on my apartment door and was just like, what are you doing? And I think I was like in my apartment, like with my friends or something.
Yeah. And I left my buddy in my apartment. I was like, I'm just gonna go tell her. I just gotta say what's up.
Yeah. So that's how we met, which I still think is like so funny to this day. I was like, hello? Like, I was like, okay, cool. My first friend in the building. But then, so we hung out, whatever, got to know each other. And then do you remember Bonnaroo?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some of that early stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to talk about my experience, like with seeing Jack for the first time. Also, I remember one time we linked up at the Bobby. Do you remember that? We were like sitting at the bar and you were like, I have to show you this kit. And like, this is before Jack, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember. And I was out there promoting.
Oh, yeah.
Doing my job.
And you were like, he's going to blow up. And I was like, okay. You know, like I was just kind of like, the music was good, but I didn't. Yeah. I obviously like had no clue who he was. And you had shown me some of his stuff on Spotify and I was like, okay, like this is sick. I specifically remember it was, I think Sundown or like one of those.
Yeah.
From that EP. What's the EP called that you?
Which one? There's Loose is a big one. 18.
The one with Sundown on it.
Yeah.
The green.
Loose.
And he's on the cover in glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the single cover art for that one.
Yeah, I love that song. But
that's
anyway, yeah, you were like,
how long ago was Bonnaroo after we like first met?
Okay, it was definitely within that year because I remember I was at Bonnaroo with like my ex-boyfriend at the time. We were like hanging out again. It was like one of the last times we had ever hung out. And you were like, yeah. You were like, yo, like I've got a VIP band for you.
Yeah, because we were playing.
Yep.
I don't know, like I tell you, like we would do anything to save money. Like, you know, that's our job, you know.
Right, of course.
Make money, save money, but didn't give our client the best, I don't know, opportunities possible. That makes sense. So one thing, like I linked up with this dude that did like video projections on like walls and like made videos and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, I remember him because you were like, oh, this is this guy. He does all Jack's.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, we had just started, like, you know, he had never had like video walls before.
Yep.
So we we're just figuring it out. And like he and I were just like getting together and like putting everything together and playing it live to the music.
Yep.
And now looking at it and like doing the tours that he does and like the homies do it well too, is everything's like mapped out. Like there's an actual process and like science to it. But me and my friend were just like, we're gonna save money and do it ourselves.
Yep. I remember coming to your apartment and you were like showing me.
Yeah, we're like testing it out. Yeah. And then it's like, we're going to bring this to the farm and do it. And we did it. It was cool.
Yeah. So you like gave me a VIP van. I was like, peace out to my ex. Like I was like, you stay here. I'm going. And I remember that day, like I was wearing all lime green. Like it was like an iconic all lime green look. My hair was like super short, all lime green. Mm-hmm. It was a moment. And
a moment. She is the moment.
Yeah, she was a moment. This was Thursday night at Bonner that he performed.
Yeah, it was like the first night. I think it was the only night I went that year.
Really?
I was like went and came back.
It should have been the only night I went because every single day after that was horrible.
I know.
I just hit it way too hard that night. Like I always like.
Yeah. Was it your first time?
No. But I was so excited. And I had such a great experience at Jack that I was like, let's get fucked up. Like, I'm so excited right now. Like, this was so fun.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd seen him live. So we went up on the sound booth. Do you remember that? In the back?
Yeah.
And it was me.
Homie was playing the videos from there.
Yes. And it was me and my friend Jacqueline at the time. And I just remember, like, we were up on the sound booth, like, seeing this crowd. And, like, Jack comes out in, like, a sweater vest. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And the whole crowd... I got it. I was like, this guy's going to be a fucking star.
That was actually one of the first times, too. I remember the crowd being, like, there for him. And, like,
yeah.
I was like, all right. Yeah. Like, people are catching on.
Yep. There was an energy that it was just so, like, it was in the air. Like, the whole crowd, I remember, like, was moving back and forth, just soaking it up. And it was so cool to witness. Because months before this, you're like, you know, telling me that you work with Jack, whatever. And I didn't even put a face to the name. And then, yeah, I saw that. And then after that, we like went backstage or something real quick. I'm going to say this because like food. It's my experience with him. It's not yours. But we went backstage and like Jack and I crossed paths. And I specifically remember him being like, are you an artist? And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, I don't know if like I was giving it away with my look or something. But we like said, hey, what's up? Like introduced ourselves, and then that was it. And then I was like, that next day, I think I like posted, and this is on the internet for everybody to see, so I'm not saying anything crazy. I like posted a picture on the sound booth, and like the caption was like, baby, what the fuck is really up? And he commented on it.
Doing some lyrics, yeah. He
commented on it, and I was like, oh my God. And now it's like so crazy because Jack is literally so huge. But
yeah,
he was so nice and like so down to earth.
Guy, yeah.
And it was just, I feel like that was definitely like, it was very obvious that he was going to be really huge.
So I guess, just everyone knows when they meet him. Like,
yeah, like but because he carries that energy.
Yeah.
Like he carries the star
he's
quality.
Still just as nice and like thoughtful.
Oh, I'm sure. He's like, from interviews that I see, he seems really, really nice and down to earth still. So, okay. So anyway, now we'll go back to where we're currently at. What was it like for you seeing the like skyrocket? Well, it looked like a skyrocket, right? To all of us, but you've seen the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like it was, I mean, stuff happened real fast and like, there's a lot to do at once and a lot of decisions to be made and how we're going to do this or do that. And, really just like the leadership of my brother. And then, ever since then, he's always been the man for the job. And he never wanted to lose. So he's not going to, he's like just as determined as Jack, so.
I love that.
I don't know. It was really kind of scary, like scary, but also so exciting. And
of
like,
course.
And it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it kind of was.
Yeah. Do you remember the exact like tipping point? Because I feel like it's like artists' careers are very like a roller coaster. You're like slowly trucking up that hill, and then there's something that happens, and it's just like crazy,
Yeah. I guess it'd be like the What's Poppin' and like the Cole Bennett video was like a good. It was like an explosive moment, but to follow it up and like keep releasing bangers and like I don't know consistency after that.
Yeah. By the way, there's someone that I think that you should meet in Nashville. I really think he's gonna be like
person. Yeah.
I just think he's gonna be Nashville's Cole Bennett. His name, he goes by Jelly House. I've been shooting with him.
Oh, dude, I might know him.
His stuff is amazing.
Where's he from?
Some like
Indiana.
Yeah, like some like flyover state.
I think Indianapolis.
And he bounces back and forth. But I've been shooting all my stuff with him.
He does cool stuff. I like him.
He's so good. So if you ever
his name, shout him out, whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's Jake. I was just calling him Jelly. So But yeah, if you ever need any video stuff for anybody.
Totally. Yeah.
You work
No,
with.
I did something with him once a long time ago.
Oh,
but
really?
I haven't talked to him in forever.
He's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were gonna put me onto a new rapper, and I was like,
no, I'm not really the one for that.
you're not
I feel
tapped
like
in.
I'm not tapped in the rap scene like that. You probably are more than me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So for up and coming artists, what would you say? Like, what do you tell your artists that they need to really focus on and hone in on right now as a manager? What do you want to see from your artists?
I don't know. It's a crazy world right now. I think you do a good job of it too. Is just like being your own like production house and like, I don't, for better or for worse. Like I think we'll see. But to be an artist right now, like you have to be a creator, whether that's like video content or podcasts or stuff like that. Like you have to be giving access to your fans, like to go meet people, like to put yourself out there where they can tap in with you in whatever way they consume. And people consume a lot, and there's so much going on all the time. We're just being inundated with videos and this and that everywhere all at once. People are so online that you as an artist have to be online too. You're only going to get as much out as you put in.
Yep.
And if you're on the app, if you're on the TikTok or doing whatever to put yourself out there, like that's half the battle almost, if not more.
Yeah. I've been saying that I just don't think that we're going to see a lot more mystery artists blow up. The people who are like the Lana Del Rey's and like the Weeknd, the Billie Eilish. Like I've been thinking about it like this. Think about that girl, Alex Earl, right? She just popped the fuck off making crazy.
I've heard of her. I don't know.
Okay, well, she's a TikToker.
I have a girlfriend, so don't.
Drew has a girlfriend, everybody. So he's like, I don't even look at Alex Earl. We love that.
I swear, I don't know who it is.
No,
I
that's
just heard
great.
the name.
She's just a like little blonde influencer. But my point being, imagine if Alex Earl had a music career and she blew up like that, right?
She might. Who knows? It might be coming.
Maybe. But that's where my brain is like, let me focus just as much on the content aspect because
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because if she did music, she would be selling out fucking arenas right now.
Well, I don't know about all that, but yeah. She'd have a lot of listeners on Spotify.
What's an arena? Okay, fine. What's the thing down from arena?
I think like a shed, like an amphitheater.
An amphitheater.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding.
Shed sometimes.
But okay, well, I'm very much in this world, and I feel like she would sell out a lot of shows, and she would get booked immediately. And it's like, I just feel like content creation, not even just like sitting there mouthing your lyrics. It's like, I think it's going to have to go a step further.
Yeah, like thoughtful
yes.
stuff. Yeah, for sure. No, and like that's one big thing, but I like it because it's creation. Like if you can find a way to do it your way and have fun and like make what you want to make, it's just another avenue. But like, I don't want people to get like obsessed with it or stress out about it. Like it should just come as it is. But the biggest thing, like overall over everything, is just like to remain like genuine, to who you are or like what you want to do or what message you want to put out into the world or how you want to see the world change. Like that's the biggest thing that always needs to be there. And then some people might get lost in like the content creation. Like at some point it becomes like you're doing it for that reason only. And it's really not. Yeah. It's got to be like a combination of who you are and then what you want people to see and then putting it together in a cool way. And giving it to people.
Totally agree. I had a really interesting, actually, you might know the guy that I met with the other day, Brad Parker.
I know everyone. I know Brad.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
Had a meeting with him.
He's the best.
Yeah. It was incredible.
Energy. Great energy.
Yeah. It was just such an insightful conversation. Because I kind of explained to him where I'm at is like, I need kind of those key people to step in now and help me bring things to the next level, right? So it's like I need that booking agent. I need that, maybe manager. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm a little jaded from management right now, but
jaded.
Yeah. So yeah, but we just had a great meeting and he was like saying the same thing, basically. Like he thinks that there are three major kind of things that you have to give equal attention to as an artist. And it's it's being on the road touring. So like really making those fans in person, content creation, and the music, of course. Like the music is super important because good music always will rise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, yeah, it does, but like to what level, you know? Like,
right. It has to, but how does it stick? Is I think the other two.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah. And then live, like getting on the road's huge. And like the pandemic, we saw a lot of people just stop touring, honestly. Like after that, you know, a lot of like bands broke up. A lot had bad times on the road and kind of just threw it the towel in after that. And the opposite is true too. Like someone could be like huge online and have like dope content and like have the streams and stuff. Yeah. Some of these TikTok people, and you go
they can't
see their show here, and there's like no one there.
Yeah, or they suck. Yeah, you know, they're like, I don't know how to do this.
They probably there's no one there because they suck. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, like building your live audience is huge,
right?
And because those are different fans too, like the concert going fans who spend money, they buy tickets, they buy merch, they buy vinyl.
Yeah.
You know, those are people you want.
Right.
They're not just like your passive listeners online.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. That's my main goal this year. So what is like your favorite type of show to be at for an artist?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like
in the room?
I would think like it must be so crazy to be at a music festival and your artist is performing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so old though. I can't do music festivals anymore. Really? Yeah, if I go to one, I'm just like in and out that day. I'm like, see you.
How old are you?
No, 31.
The way I literally almost believed you? What the fuck?
I almost blew myself.
No, I thought you were going to say 40, and I was like, are you? How old are you?
31.
31.
31?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not, that's not old. I hate when people say that they're old in their 30s. But fine, whatever.
I'll cut it out. Yeah, I'll say I'm still young.
I feel like you lived a lot in your 20s, though.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know.
Well, in these past couple of years, too, it's just like, one thing after another.
Right.
A lot of traveling.
Yeah.
I want to travel more for like fun.
Yeah, not just like business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Do you feel like you still have just as much passion for managing artists?
Totally, yeah. I mean, it's like every day is an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to see like the new company we're at too, like they're pushing a lot of boundaries and the energy is crazy. Like the culture, our company's culture, like everyone works together and like there's like a variety of managers and artists and, you know, the film and TV people. Like it's really exciting to see what they're all doing. And then we all kind of collaborate and share resources. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And I think even since the beginning, it's always been like, what can we tackle next and do? Like, where are we going now? Like, what's on the horizon? Like, and how do we beat everyone there first and like be the best at that? So
right.
So it's still exciting. Yeah, it's really exciting.
That's awesome. And would you say that like the younger group, the homies that you're managing, are definitely like the ones to watch right now?
I hope so. Yeah, we're trying to make it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for them. I don't know. We just have a lot of ideas and they are capable. Yeah. They're able to put it all together. Really talented. So,
from a management end of things, how do you feel about this increasing wave of independence for artists?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. You love it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Would you rather your artist not be with a label?
You know, it's tough. It depends on like what label and who's on it, like who's responsible for you at the label. Because, you know, it's great. It used to be like a label. You signed a label. You're like, all right, we're gonna do this. They're gonna do this for us. Do that. And it's getting less like that. Where I think labels are looking towards independent people doing it and trying to copy what they're doing. Or like, you know, they're kind of riding their waves.
Right.
But you know what comes with a label is a lot of great things and a lot of, I don't know, capabilities that no one can really do on their own.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but
yeah,
I feel like it's becoming more and more possible.
For sure, yeah. And there's more people to stay independent, like collect their own bag and reinvest it smartly. Like,
right. Yeah, and like building out the team, right? You could hand pick like a team now. That's what I've heard. But
yeah, that's kind of our motto. You know, for the homies, like they're independent.
They want to stay that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like do their own thing, you know. And that's kind of like their whole vibe anyways. Like we're friends just doing our thing.
Right.
Yeah, this is our thing. And
Super
they want to
organic.
control it, and they're able to do it because they do so many different things. So, and our job, as a manager, is to line up the right people to work with, our partners, whether it's someone helping us do videos or an agent, who's going to, like, we just want to put the right people in the right place for them. And you're able to do it, just, it's a lot of work, but
it's fun. It's
yeah,
exciting, probably.
it's exciting.
Yeah. So, okay, my final question for me, I'm like not with a manager right now, right? So, what would you say is the number one quality that I should be looking out for from a manager? Because I've kind of flipped the script to like, I want to make sure that I really want to work with this person, not just like, ooh, they're interested in me,
Yeah, yeah.
So what's something that you think is important to like have as a
That
manager?
you should be looking for in them?
Yeah.
I don't know. The number one thing, I'd say it's probably what they're looking for in you too, is just like genuine but hardworking. And I don't know how you test that with someone other than just like watch them from afar. Period. Yeah, yeah. But like,
I probably would.
is that what you're giving like a little time? Like
a little bit, I think. I think that's fair. Nowadays it's
you don't
like,
have to tell them though. You can just be like, I'm gonna fire you after 6 months.
Right. Because you always
you keep it in mind.
Yeah.
6 months comes up and then you just get rid of them.
Right. Yeah. I guess then you just have to kind of avoid signing some kind of like
long-term thing.
Yeah.
For sure. No, but I'd say someone that like is just as passionate as you are, is passionate about you, as you are about your thing. And if you have someone like that and like who believes in you and they've shown that they will work hard, and maybe they don't necessarily have to have like the track record behind it, but if they're willing to learn, yeah, humility is a lot of it. Because every day you just get your ass kicked and then wake up again and do it.
I think calmness too.
Calmness. Yeah.
Like I feel like stoicism within management is like super important.
Yeah, it's a lot of big words.
Thanks.
Yeah, what do you mean by that though? Like when shit gets crazy, they're just
like a rock.
Yeah, but they
right?
Hold it down.
Yeah, totally. Because shit does get crazy.
Yeah.
Even in my career so far, there's been moments where it's like,
I think it might even get crazier at that level.
Yeah.
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 Anything can happen.
Right. Yeah. So just having somebody with like, a good head on their shoulders that's not going to get super stressed out if the situation gets stressful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A battle hardened warrior.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Exactly. Because like, I might get a little stressed out,
Yeah. They got to keep you calm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the green room.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I really enjoyed this conversation, and I think a lot of people listening will too, because I think I have a lot of creatives who listen. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of The Green Room. We've got Drew Thomas here, and make sure to subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube. This is how I'm going to grow my podcast. If y'all want to see this win, if you guys want to see me win, then leave a rating on whatever streaming service that you use. Leave a comment on YouTube, subscribe. Just press all the buttons for me, okay? That would mean a lot. I've got a new song coming out in less than 2 weeks, and this is a big one. I really believe in this song, so keep a lookout for that. I also have a show on February 26th. It's called La Vie en Rose, and it's going to be sick. So if you're in Nashville, head over to my Instagram. I am Jade Million. Check out the flyer. You should come, by the way. Brad's going to be there.
Yeah, where is it?
Brad's going to be there. Bowie's.
Oh,
yeah. It's going to be sick. I'm headlining it. But it's also like an erotic art show. So there's going to be tattoo vendors, fire dancers, body paint. Like it's going to be insane.
It's an event.
It's an event. So I'll be there on Sunday, February 26th. Yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys next week. We've got a fun episode coming next week. If you were ever interested in the bottle service / nightlife vibe in Nashville, I've got some really fun, hot girls coming on. So make sure to tune in, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Drew.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, guys. Love you.